We're also doing an immersive set, so anyone who attends in the audience gets to sit at one of the tables in the diner, and most of the action, takes place in the front of the theater, but some of it does take place to the sides or behind the audience.
It's more than just a local production, it's a 70-year legacy of Kansas writing. I'm Jeff Leiker with Eagle Radio, and I'm chatting with director Everett Robert and assistant director Claire Nickerson with the Hayes Community Theater about their upcoming production of Bus Stop by Kansas playwright William Inge on this episode of the Hayes Post podcast.
It's the 70th anniversary of this play. It was written in 1955, or was probably written before 1955, but premiered on Broadway in 1955.
Okay.
And it's by a Kansas playwright, William Inge, who was born in Independence, Kansas.
Oh, very cool.
Yeah.
And so it's also homegrown, if you will?
Yes. And just like Claire said, was born in Independence, Kansas, raised there, taught high school there before going on to KU, and then becoming a nationally recognized playwright in the 50s and 60s, Pulitzer Prize winner, Oscar winner.
Very cool. And so what's the overall theme of the play itself?
Sure. So it's about basically 8 strangers who are stuck together in a diner bus stop during a March snowstorm, March blizzard. Mm-hmm. And so you got the proprietor of the cafe and her teenage waitress, got the local sheriff, the bus driver, and 4 passengers on board. And one of the passengers is chasing. He's a young cowboy who's just won a big rodeo in Kansas City and has fallen head over heels over a nightclub singer and has basically grabbed her and put her on the bus, and he's going to take her home to Montana.
So it's a play about love. It's about, the cowboy and the singer and their love story. And there's an older professor on the bus who flirts with the young waitress. And that's, also an exploration of love.
Mm-hmm. And you also have the proprietor of the diner, Grace, and the bus driver, Carl, who are kind of exploring things out as well.
Very cool. Is it a 2-act, 1-act?
3-act, actually.
3 acts. Wow.
Yeah, kind of that classic mid-century 3-act structure, although we're only doing 1 intermission.
Okay, fair enough. And as far as scene changes and things like that, is it a fixed set, or is there going to be different settings and whatnot?
Fixed set. All takes place in the main room of the diner. Mm-hmm. And yeah.
that just makes things a lot easier, though.
Yeah, we just roll straight through.
We're also doing an immersive set, so anyone who attends in the audience gets to sit at one of the tables in the diner, and most of the action, takes place in the front of the theater, but some of it does take place to the sides or behind the audience in their seats.
Very cool. Does that lead to kind of a feeling of additional nervousness as far as are they going to behave at the table? Are they going to maybe try and steal the show or anything like that?
I think maybe that is a thought, but
that I just put out into the the world now.
Yeah, thanks for that.
I'm sorry.
Yeah, thanks.
All right. So as far as performances, what are the dates and times for the performances?
This Friday, Saturday at 7 p.m. and Sunday at 2 p.m.
Okay.
Tickets are $10.
$10, which is a steal for a 3-act play, if you think about it.
And they are available at the door or online at hctks.com.
Very cool. What drew you guys to producing this particular show?
Sure. So Independence Community College actually hosts the William Inge Theater Festival, named after Mr. Inge. And this is their 42nd year of doing it. In the last couple of years, 5, 6, 7 years, they've hosted a new play lab where they invite playwrights playwrights submit plays all around the country. And out of, I think they cap at 150 or 200 submissions, the first 12 to 15 plays are selected to have their plays produced, read, and adjudicated. And last year I was chosen, one of my plays was chosen So I got to go to Independence, spend the weekend immersed in that theater festival with playwrights and everything like that. And it kind of struck me while being down there that this would be a very cool play to do, is kind of like Claire said, the immersive theater concept, where the action is happening all around us at all times. And when the board for the Hayes Community Theater Board came to me and said, hey, would you be interested in directing? I said, yes. And this is the play I'd like to do.
Very cool. Was that the immersive theater part? Was that written in as per Mr. Inge, or is that something that we're adding in?
No, that is definitely something, a unique twist onto this 70-year-old play that I'm bringing in.
Okay.
You know, when it was done on Broadway with Kim Stanley and Elaine Stritch in the original cast, they did it very traditional. On the proscenium set and stage and everything like that. And most productions are done that way. But I thought with our unique theater here in Hayes, that it was kind of the perfect venue, the perfect setting, the perfect time for a little change, a little twist.
Yeah.
For me, I first encountered this show when I was in high school. And I went to a small high school, and so we had a combined drama class with, 9th through 12th graders. And every year we read Bus Stop. And so when Everett came to me and said, I want to do Bus Stop, I was kind of like, oh, well, do we have to? I'm not that fond of it. But I think seeing it again now as an adult, I've sort of developed a new appreciation for it, because this is my first time on the other side of the table. I've always been an actor since I was 14, but I've never directed. And so this was an opportunity to sort of dip my toes in, get my feet wet.
And how have you found the process as far as going from actor to assistant director?
I mean, it's definitely a different perspective, because I'm paying more attention to what everyone else is doing than to what I'm doing. And so you feel definitely a greater sense of responsibility for the whole, as opposed to when you're an actor, you can really only control what you're doing.
Very cool. And at the same time, though, too, like, do you find yourself having to maybe catch yourself as far as instead of trying to put your fingerprint on it, allowing the actor to do their a little bit more freedom to do their interpretation on it?
Absolutely. The first few weeks, we really tried to let the actors come up with their own interpretations of the characters and not give too many notes early in the process.
Yeah, that's definitely always, you don't want to guide them too heavily. You want them to kind of suss it out and feel out a little bit. We kind of did some playing around with techniques derived from method acting, because that was kind of becoming you're being developed in New York at the same time this play was being produced.
Okay.
And all of the roles in this play, I think, are fairly meaty roles.
Yeah.
But if we were to say that anyone was the leads, I would think it would be Adam Conkey as Bo, the young cowboy, and Cody Fenwick as Cherie, the singer.
Yeah.
And Adam, who is a friend of the show, that is definitely method acting to a T right there. If you think about it. I mean, since we've already mentioned them, do we want to? We've got some time. Do we want to do a quick? It's a fairly smallish cast that we can probably list out who is playing who and whatnot.
Yeah, so it's 8 cast members. We have Adam and Cody, as Claire just mentioned. We also have Denny Roth as Dr. Gerald Lyman, and Brooke Leiker as Elma Duckworth. She's the young waitress. We've seen Brooke in a ton of shows over the years. Jarrett Leiker, who, if you've been to any Hayes Community Theater show, you've seen Jarrett. He plays Adam's mentor, sidekick, guy named Virgil Blessing. And you get to see Jarrett play the guitar, I think, for the first time in this show for a little bit. We also have Jan Williams, who has been a longtime member of HCT, hasn't been in a show in about 10 years. She plays Carl, the bus driver. And we have Nancy Selby, who I believe was last seen in Steel Magnolias. She's playing Grace, and Jessica Morgan as Will, the sheriff.
Very cool. And so, when we have like these kind of recurring cast of actors, you see that all the time in community theater. Sometimes, somebody is playing the lead. Sometimes somebody's doing, more background work and things like that. As far as casting for these productions go, is there any sort of you're casting more for who's right for the part than actually, who can probably carry the scene a little bit better?
It depends to a certain extent on who we have. And we always really like to have new people in the theater. We have also Sally Klausmeyer, who's playing a role that we call the woman, which is a non-speaking role because this is her first show. And she said, I want a small role. But she's playing an older version of Elma, the waitress, because this is, as you mentioned, the anniversary, and Elma is the youngest character in the show. We wanted to show what Elma might be like today, looking back on this experience as a young waitress.
And she comes in, kind of sets the scene, the action, the play begins, and then she closes out, turns off the lights, basically.
Very cool. That's actually pretty cool. Not to spoil too much or anything like that, but it's cool that you guys have that kind of through theme, that thread that kind of connects the whole show together and everything. So, all right, very cool. So once again, those performance nights are going to be Friday and Saturday at 7 p.m. and Sunday matinee at 2. Okay. And again, tickets are just $10. You can buy them at the door or you can get them online. Website is hctks.com. And again, $10 for a 3-act play. An immersive 3-act play is just a steal. And everything. And if you're not familiar with the community theater location, if you're only familiar with the community theater through its Beach Schmidt Performing Arts Center productions like the summer musical and things like that, the community theater is located at the Old Eagle Lodge, if I remember correctly, on 8th Street, gray building with a red door. You can't miss it. And it's a very cool set that is, like you said, very small, but also very intimate and probably lends itself well to this particular show.
Very much so. You will be able to smell the coffee and the pie cooking from the minute you walk in, and sit down, have a piece of pie with us, and enjoy the show.